the lineup, and so he finally has a healthy crew at this point in the season, which is a great time for him.
And we are ready, underway in the regular season finale. Glad to have you sitting next to us. The Bobcats in the home whites, meanwhile the Dukes in the road purple.
And, it's going to be interesting. A lot of times when we watch these matchups, especially late in the season, Bill, man, they know each other like the back of their hand. But these are two programs that don't have a lot of familiarity.
There's Pope, the jumper out front. Shot no good and corralled by JMU. Just underway from Strand Arena.
And as I was saying about having that familiarity, this is the first time the Dukes have been to San Marcos. They've been in the league for 3 years, and, the two previous matchups have all been up at the Dukes facility, and so this is their first time to make it to San Marvelous.
Feed inside, shot knocked away with 3 on the shot clock. Texas State in transition the other way. For the Bobcats, you've got Morgan, Pope, Ogaro, Turner, and Drennan on the floor. Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett, and Smith for JMU. No score over a minute in. Christian Turner, once upon a time, played at league opponent Troy. The ball out of bounds, out off of JMU Bobcat basketball.
When you look Texas State here, you look at the pass, that big block right there by Pope. He does a great job of protecting the rim for the Cats. Texas State's got 20 seconds off the kick ball by the JMU defender. And they've got to, again, try to turn the corner and get to the rim. Nice drive there by Drennan.
Yeah, shot off the mark, and the rebound cleared away by Ricks. Almost a steal in the backcourt. Battle for the basketball, and tie-up situation, alternating possession should go to JMU. Our officials tonight gave both of the starting lineups. It's Lucas Santos, Landon Brandis, and Shane Land will be adjudicating things. And, of course, it is JMU basketball after the Bobcats won the opening tip.
You see Coach TJ this year is a little bit different from past years. He's really started to extend the pressure to the full court. You've seen this 1-2-2 press from the Texas State throughout the season, really trying to take some time off the shot clock where they don't have to guard in the half court as long.
There's a look at Bryce Lindsey, the redshirt freshman, started his career at A&M, shot up at the bucket, another block by Pope, but getting it back and putting it in. A.J. Smith has the first points of the game. Smith out of Edwardsville, Illinois, averaging 7.3 per ball game.
And Smith sort of sets the tone for this Duke team, sets that toughness, that defensive mentality. Texas State there again trying to get on the offensive glass, something they've done pretty consistently this season.
After the Turner miss, into the offensive end, both teams are going to see a lot of man defense. Floater in the lane is up and good by Bryce Lindsey, averaging 13.4 points per game, coming off a 20-point night at ULM in JMU's most recent win. Again, 10 league wins in a row, a team that started conference play at 3-5.
They have really gotten hot, as you would say, at the right time of the year. Started stacking wins late in February, and again, really playing their best basketball leading into March.
Pope baseline, rolls off the rim. Ogaro, his putback doesn't go, and underneath coming out with the basketball is Hutchins Everett, 6'11" senior from Orange, New Jersey.
And these last games for Texas State, I think, are going to be a really good measuring stick as they get ready for postseason in the tournament play. You come off of the Troy game and this JMU. These are two of the more tough, physical teams in this league.
Lindsey gets his own rebound and the ball out of bounds. A moment ago, I said that JMU started the season 3-5 in the league, and math are hard. It was 3-4. See the way I did that?
That is.
I got out the calculator.
You have to sometimes. We don't do that higher level math too often.
Not a lot of scoring, 4-0 JMU. Bobcats come in second in the league in points per game. JMU sixth in the 14-team Sun Belt. 10 on the shot clock. Brown, right side of the lane, a bump and a foul.
One of the things you'll see with this JMU team, you have a lot of ball screen action and you have a lot of two players coming together. Texas State has got to do a better job on that exchange there between Morgan and Drennan. They've got to react quicker when two of the JMU players come together to know who's going to take who.
Foul on Turner, his first. JMU pitching a shutout. Now battling down low, it's Pope trying to wall up against Hutchins Everett. It's the first foul on Pope Texas State can ill afford for Pope to get in foul trouble.
No, he is definitely the inside presence for the Cats, but man, he has got his hands full tonight.
Left corner three is up and good for Xavier Brown, the junior out of Williamsburg, Virginia, averaging 11 points per game, 7-0. JMU, 16:35 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Brown is one of those returners for the JMU team. This team is made up of a lot of newcomers. I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of new transfers into the Duke's uniform.
Morgan on the dribble, goes off his foot and out over the end line. This is a team a year ago 32-4. Actually won a game in the NCAA tournament, knocked off Wisconsin before falling to the Duke Blue Devils as Drone and Gums come into the game.
Yeah, this is a team that has been dominating, again, not using that term loosely, dominating the Sun Belt play. JMU is 40-13 since joining the Sun Belt.
Double screen up top.
You look there again, they're really liking that matchup where you've got Hutchins Everett against Pope.
And the shot goes down for Hutchins Everett, averaging a little over 11 points per game, and does a good job there, earns his first 2 points, and we're at the under 16-minute mark, and it's 9-0 JMU. Comes from right here in San Marcos, Texas, gives it up to Morgan to Pope, a couple of the seniors on senior night, as Pope finally cracks the egg for the Bobcats. Highland Pope averaging 16.2 points per game, the league leader in a number of categories.
Yeah, Pope has had a really great season in every facet for Texas State. This may be the biggest test for the interior guys this year for the Cats, because JMU has got some big dudes inside.
Hutchins Everett, a 26% three-point shooter off the mark, and Texas State looking for back-to-back buckets after coming out, falling behind 9-0.
And you see Mark Drone, he's been playing some extended minutes. He's been out this year for Texas State, multiple ball games, as has Tyrell Morgan.
Morgan underneath to Ogaro, and as Ogaro going up with the shot is fouled. And when we come back, it'll be Ogaro at the line right now. JMU coming out, racing out in a hurry on ESPN+. There's a look at the Bobcats, and you've heard us already talk about it. You look at the series between these two, and right there, the last time these two met in Pensacola, Sun Belt Conference semifinals a season ago.
Yeah, and it was a really tough fought game. I was fortunate to be down there to get to watch it, and Texas State battled, coming in as the 11th seed and ended up losing 73-68 as a 5-point ball game. And then JMU, as we've noted, went on to win the tournament and advanced to the NCAA and got to the second round before they lost to the Duke Blue Devils.
During the break, incidentally, not a foul on JMU. Ogaro is actually credited with the lay-in. A goaltend was the call as the officials went to the monitors. So Score is 9-4, JMU out in front. Freeman, Lindsay, Taylor, Williams, and Smith on the floor for the visiting Dukes. Morgan, Drone, Gums, O'Garo, and Deere on the floor for Texas State. Angle left three is up and good for Bryce Lindsay, a 42.6% three-point shooter, first in the league, 12-4 JMU.
He can really stroke it. You've got to be there on the catch with him and make him put the ball on the ground.
Gums tries to bullet a pass into the corner, out off of the Dukes, and stay with Texas State with 18 on the shot clock.
You know, and you mentioned earlier that Bryce Lindsay was coming off a big game at Monroe. In that game, he hit 6 threes, so he's definitely a guy that can stroke it from deep. Texas State's got to get a little better job coverage.
Gums on the drive. It spins around the rim. Gums says, thank you, Mother Gravity. It goes through, and JMU doubling up the Bobcats 12-6.
It's good to get Gums back in the lineup. He's been out. Only played 8 minutes on the game earlier in this week, just trying to get him back into the rotation.
Underneath at the low block in traffic, Taylor, and now JMU on the drive at the hole, muscling it up and in. A.J. Smith, a 6'6", 215-pound junior from Edwardsville, Illinois. 14-6, Dukes out in front. 4 points for Smith. Gums throws it out front to O'Garo. A lot of man from both of these teams. Running shot. O'Garo with the kiss off the glass. He's got 4.
He does a really good job. He's really probably best when he's in the open floor because he can really get out and get up and down. Texas State right now is still sort of feeling out this Duke team. They're struggling to stay in front of some of these guys. They've got a lot of guys who can put the ball on the deck and get to the paint, which puts Texas State in defensive rotations. Noah
Williams, the transfer from Washington, leans in and able to draw the foul on O'Garo. Get a look at it there. Good pump fake.
Like you said, Bill, really great shot fake, getting O'Garo up in the air and drawing the foul. Texas State, again, got to be a little more disciplined on the defensive end. But this is a tough matchup. This Duke team has got a lot of guys who can really score the basketball.
First free throw is up and good. As a team, JMU second in the league, 75.2% as a team from the free throw line. The team that is first, Texas State, 76.1%, as wholesale changes from both teams.
Yeah, both teams have a really good bench. Both of them will go deep in their bench. They'll go 9-10 deep. And, you know, I think we're going to see constant rotations, keeping guys fresh where they're able to play at a high level.
Noah Williams had 3 points, 4 rebounds in 12 minutes at Fant Ewing against Monroe on Tuesday night. Hits both. Averaging 2.7 points per game. Score 16-8 JMU as Gums on the drive, and Williams, after making 2 free throws after a foul, commits a foul.
And Gums has got a really quick step. He's got lightning speed. He sort of causes the same problems from JMU trying to stay in front of him.
First foul called on JMU so far tonight. Gums to Pope out front. Benson, one of the league leaders in three-point shooting, has drone through the lane, going up with a shot, and Williams picks up another personal foul. He's not happy. Look at him there.
I think he thought he got all ball.
You know, when you were a coach, that you like to play ref sometimes. What do you think? What do you think?
It's hard to tell from this angle here. You know, the angle that we got in the replay, we're sort of behind it. And it looked, you know, it's one of those 50-50 calls, and the guys with the striped shirt get the final say, so it's going to put Drone on the line.
Yeah, Drone so far this season, 22 of 28 from the free throw line. Coming into the ball game, Eddie Ricks III, the sophomore, back in, as Williams will sit down with his 2 personals.
And we've talked a little bit about Coach Spradlin and coming here to JMU from Morehead State, and he was able to bring 3 of his players with him. And, you know, we'll talk a little more about Mark Freeman, who's on the floor. OVC Player of the Year last year. He's got the ball right now. And then also he brought with him Eddie Ricks, who just rotated in. 2 really good quality players for the Dukes this year.
Drone hits both. It's Freeman, Brown, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett, and Taylor on the floor for Coach Spradlin. There's a long distance three-point shot up and good for Freeman, right on cue.
Yeah, again, he is a really shifty, quick guy. He's going to come off his screens, and he is looking to score.
Even though a transfer, was preseason first team all Sun Belt. Pope finds Green cutting underneath, stops, shot blocked from behind by Hutchins Everett. Getting it back off the window is Green. As Texas State, you've got Drone, Green, Pope, Gums, Benson on the court. 19-12, JMU in front. JMU's been in front since tip-off.
And again, Texas State has got to do a really great job communicating. When two of the guys come together, there's a lot of different actions these guys do, and they use a lot of misdirection.
Get a look at it there as Brown from the lane kicks it left corner. Three-point shot by Ricks, rolls off the rim. Weak side rebound Gums, and he wants to run. Drone wiggle waggles through the lane. Scoop shot doesn't go. Fight for the rebound underneath between Green and Taylor. Both teams physical so far in the ball game, but JMU up by 7 at Strand Arena in San Marcos. Fourth in free throw percentage as Texas State will inbound. Drennan to do honors, trailing by 7. 20 on the shot clock as the Bobcats set up against this JMU man. Expect to see a lot of it. Turner thought about the shot. 8 to shoot. Benson. Two-pointer up and good. Benson doesn't shoot or take a lot of twos, but he makes one there, averaging 9.8 per game.
Yeah, Benson's one that Texas State really needs to get on a roll tonight. He can help keep it, when I say keep it close, he can really score in bunches. Great move inside.
Hutchins Everett goes up and under. You are exactly right. Number 4 with 4. Back out to a 7-point JMU lead.
Yeah, I've been impressed early here with Hutchins Everett. Again, a big guy, wide body guy inside that has a lot of skill.
Texas State, Drone, Pope, Benson, Turner, Drennan on the floor. It's Drennan who goes left corner. Turner's shot rolls off the rim, rebound, saved in. JMU will bring it up, leading by 7. Freeman, Brown, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett, and Smith on the floor. In the lane, stop sign there, Xavier Brown. Now Hutchins Everett. Left-handed shot. Right hand, left hand, doesn't matter. Shot is up and good.
Yeah, he's a great guy, a great big, back to the basket. You see he's super comfortable down there. He's just sort of going to crab you in, get the look he wants, and then elevate and knock it down.
Turner stops at the right block. Angle pass. Brennan air ball goes to Turner, saves it in, but Ricks is there. In transition, alley-oop, backdoor, a little high on the pass, and Drone comes away with it. Now the Bobcats will set up in the half court. Good job getting back defensively by JMU. Pope loses it. 2-on-1 if JMU hurries. Down the lane, shot no good by Ricks, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And you see how quick the Dukes can change ends of the floor. They really like to get out in transition. That's where they excel. And again, they're blowing the ball back off the turnover from Texas State, and going to be back at the free throw line. It's going to be Ricks there.
Drew Drennan, his first foul. Drew Drennan, the second oldest player in the nation, draws the foul. And that's some of that defense leading to offense as well, right?
Yeah, it is. And again, that's one of the things the Dukes do well. Again, they like to turn you over. They're a low turnover team. They're going to really capitalize when you give live ball turnovers. They have the ability and the personnel to really change ends quick and get the advantage, get the numbers at the bucket.
Ricks, a 71% free throw shooter, gets his first point, as again, see both coaches who go deep into their benches for the most part compared to some teams you see in college basketball. There's a look at Ricks. 6'7" sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee. One of those transfers from Moorhead. Coach Spradlin, 8 seasons at Moorhead, a lot of success.
Yeah, again, he did a great job there. Went to the NCAA tournament two different times. Won the OVC, and again, learned from one of the best. And John Calipari worked with him when he was at Kentucky in a couple different roles. And so, He's been around guys who know how to win games.
JMU on a 6-0 run as Benson and Deere play handoff. Back to Deere, down the lane, misses the layup, rebound. Tyrell Morgan plays cleanup on aisle 4.
Yeah, again, Tyrell Morgan's one of those guys you love to see be successful. He just plays his tail off every game and every facet of it.
Averaging under 14 points per game, gets his first bucket of the ball game. Preseason third-team All-League. On the drive down the lane. Good ball movement by JMU. Have 8 to shoot. Underneath, hit in the face, Xavier Brown. And then I think the second foul was called. Tyrell Morgan, after making his first bucket, there he gets his first personal foul.
Yeah, and you see how tough it is to guard this JMU team. They have 5 out. They have 5 guys who can put the ball on the deck, that can really get into the paint. And when they do that, you see Texas State has right now been constantly in defensive rotations. So it's like a scramble drill trying to get back out to the three-point shooters.
Xavier Brown, 6'2", 170-pound junior. Preseason third-team All-Sun Belt Conference. And that one catches a lot of iron and goes down. Bobcats are going to change point guards. So look at Gums as Drennan sits down. JMU got out to a lead at ULM on Tuesday to only watch the Warhawks, mainly behind their offensive rebounding, get back into the game before JMU was able to seal the deal. Second free throw, no good. JMU 5 of 6 from the line tonight.
You know, and that's what Texas State, I don't feel like they've gotten in a very good offensive rhythm yet in this ball game. Coach TJ has rotated a lot of guys inside. Good little screen and roll there between Benson and Deere. Deere gets fouled on the roll. But trying to get those rotations, you see the great screen there. Caused that. Again, really a physical screen by Deere was what ended up getting the foul.
Foul on Smith, his first. What do you want to see if you're Texas State? Is there's another steal on the inbound and then a tackle in the backcourt on Gums.
Yeah, you know, Texas State, I think they're trying to get the ball in the paint, which is good. They want to really attack and not settle for outside shots, but right now they've got to take care of the basketball. You know, you look right there, there's a turnover, sort of an unforced turnover, and you just can't have those type of mistakes with a team like JMU who can really score in bunches. You know, they're shooting at 64% right now. They are on fire from the floor. Texas State right now, you know, it has a couple turnovers at pivotal times.
First on Gums, 6th team foul already on Texas State as there's a JMU turnover. Ogaro in transition. Drone, reverse layup doesn't go, and JMU comes out with it, and they're going to say that Xavier Brown came from out of bounds, touched the ball before establishing position on the court. Pope comes on. Deere sits down for Texas State. Have a look at it here. Look at Brown, that right foot. Yep. Good call.
Yeah, good call by the official there. You know, in Texas State, you've got Drone. He's had a couple really good looks at the bucket up close, and he's just not got the ball to spin his way yet.
It'll be Gums to inbound, gets it into Pope. Pope just 2 points so far with 8:15 to go in the first half. Pope had 25 in the loss against Troy. Long rebound out front. Ogaro saves it into Morgan. Texas State will reset with 15 on the shot clock. One-handed pass to Ogaro. Now Gums with 5 to shoot. Surveys. Drone. 3 on the shot clock, and with 2 on the shot clock, a foul called on the Dukes. And that'll take us to break. JMU, it's been a team effort so far, but it's been a whole lot of Elijah Hutchins Everett for the visiting. Thrown already 2 of 2 from the line. Now 3 of 3 is taking Texas State's all 3 of their free throw attempts thus far.
And the official came over and was telling us, I think they got the foul on the wrong Texas State player a few possessions ago. They had assessed it to Tyrell Morgan, and it got moved to Nate Deere.
Thank you very much. Very good. So update your scorebooks at home. Morgan with 0 fouls and Deere with 1. JMU with the basketball have led the entire way.
Coach Johnson out of that timeout has changed a little bit here. Early to a little bit of a zone look, and now it's gone man to man.
Kick out front on the drive. A.J. Smith stops at the free throw line. 3 to shoot. Straight on 3 off the left side of the rim by Lindsay, and Texas State will bring it up. Morgan, Drone, Pope, Gums, Ogaro out there. Gums throws up a left-handed shot. Rebound, pinballed around, outlet up ahead, JMU. There's an angle right 3 is up and good by Mark Freeman. He's hit a couple of 3 balls. He's got 6, and 11-point lead for JMU. The Dukes have made 6 of their last 8 field goal attempts.
Man, Freeman, when you get him in the open court, he is an assassin out there.
Texas State, it's Ogaro trying to dribble through traffic. Reach in is the call. That's on A.J. Smith. Smith, his second personal. Williams already with 2 for JMU.
And you see that big 3, the step back. He lets the defense fly by Mark Freeman on the other end for JMU, hitting the big 3. He's coming off a huge game also at Monroe. Had 27 points and hit 3 threes there and went 10 of 10 from the free throw line against the Warhawks.
10 wins in a row in Sun Belt play. Colton Benson, another 2-point attempt for Benson. The 3-point specialist has 4. Trims the JMU lead down to 9 points.
And Benson has really improved his game. You know, his defensive has improved this year, and then just getting to that mid-range, those 2-point shots. He loves to shoot the 3, but he's gonna, if he can get a good 2-point look, he's gonna take it.
Up top, wide open. Shot off the mark by Ricks. Texas State will bring it up. Trying to chip into this deficit of 9 points. Turner, long 2. Rolls off, and Brown all alone for the rebound, averaging 3.3 rebounds per game. His second so far. Freeman, you have to be there on the catch, don't you?
Yeah, he is, again, really uber quick, and you've got to do a great job staying in front of him.
Underneath, doing work. Elijah Hutchins Everett battling 3 Bobcats down low, earns a trip to the free throw line. Look at this work. That is my ball.
He is definitely. Drone got him there on the arm. I'm not sure if that's who they assessed the foul on, but
Pope.
But they got it on Pope, and it's his second. But man, Hutchins Everett, he's a beast inside. He's been doing a great job on the offensive end, being really patient when he gets the ball on the block. But man, he's got his Howard hat on, going to the boards.
Hutchins Everett, he's been traveled. 1 season at Seton Hall, a couple of seasons at Austin P. Got 7 points tonight. More substitutions. Pope has to sit down for Texas State as Nate Deere, the 6'9 junior from Adelaide, Australia, on the floor. Reset the lineups in a moment. That big fella's had a good first half.
Yes, he's been impressive. You know, I like to have the big guys in there. You know, when I was coaching, and I like his patience when he's on the block. He does a great job. He's real confident, and then man, he's worked hard on the offensive glass for the Dukes.
Justin Taylor comes on as Hutchins Everett will get a blow. 11-point JMU lead. But JMU playing so tight defensively. Bobcats not many open looks. Steal from behind, right on cue. Taylor comes up with it. Turnover on Texas State, where the Bobcats their 5th. 3-pointer halfway down. Pops out for Lindsay.
JMU's doing a really great job on the Texas State perimeter guys, in that they are really crowding up on those screening actions and going through them with the offensive player. And so they're not hitting into the screens, and Texas State's got to do a better job. Guards of setting up the defender, and post of really getting a piece of those guards of the defense.
Back-to-back turnovers by Texas State. Incidentally, Lindsay so far 5 points, but just 1 of 4 on 3-pointers, 3-point shots. Lindsay leads the league in three-point shooting percentage. He has the basketball, guarded by Benson. Wiggle waggle with the dribble, cut off underneath Brown. Now Taylor, and a late whistle. Taylor went up with a shot, ball knocked away, and the whistle rang out. Christian Turner picks up the personal foul for Texas State.
Late whistle there, but you look and you see it's hard to tell from that angle, but he may have got that right arm a little bit there on the swat down. Regardless of what we think we saw here, the official called it, and it's going to put Taylor, like you mentioned, at the free throw line, transfer from Syracuse.
Second foul on Turner, 8th team foul on Texas State. Turner will sit down. O'Garo has a seat as you see Pope back into the game with his two fouls, and Tyrell Morgan back into the ball game.
And one of the things we haven't really talked about is Spradlin and what the job he did when he took this job and how he built this roster. I mean, there wasn't a lot of returners. I think only 8% of the scoring and rebounding came back from that 32-4 JMU team. He went out and hit the bushes and found some guys.
Coach Byington took a couple of the guys from last year's team with him to Vanderbilt. Pope gets by Taylor, off the glass, counted in one. Pope got that one of those big shoulders past the defender.
Yeah, he does. He looks like a linebacker. He's built really big and strong up top, nice face up, and again, embracing that contact and getting to the rim, and just a nice little soft kiss off the glass.
Kind of that old football adage, if I'm even, I'm leaving. The foul on Taylor is his first personal foul. Highland Pope, 81.1% from the free throw line this year for the big man. That's good for 4th in the league. Caden Gums, his teammate, leads the Sun Belt in free throw percentage. Pope, three-point play, he's got 5. Leads all Texas State scorers. For the Bobcats, Morgan, Green, Pope, Benson, and Drennan on the floor. Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett back in for JMU. When we woke up this morning, JMU alone atop the Sun Belt standings, Texas State the 7th seed. There's going to be a whole lot of moving and shaking as the night moves along. Hutchins, Everett has it poked away from behind by Austin Green, but the 6'8 junior from Sicklersville, New Jersey picks up the foul. Those guys each from the Garden State. When we come back, it'll be free throws for JMU, up by 10 over the Bobcats on ESPN+.
I'm Natalie Eister. I graduated in 2020 and I have a bachelor's degree in electronic media. You know, I highly recommend applying for an internship because that's how I got my start here at Sinclair San Antonio. I love the fact that these people really want you to strive in all directions of the newsroom and go out and interview and take pictures and just really enjoy the field of work that I really want to do.
Check out news4sa.com/careers or call 210-366-1129.
People are always searching for what's next. At Texas State University, we are driving what's next. And next is now.
Till the sun comes up. Keep your head to the sky until the sun comes up. Now is the time where we go hard, moving up. Deep in the zone, keep it moving cause we're coming up. Now is the time where we go hard, moving up.
Scores with 8, also has 4 rebounds and makes the free throw. 3 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. Makes the first of front end of the 1-and-1, I should say. Hutchins Everett last season at Seton Hall averages 3.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, but has been big for Coach Spradlin and the Dukes.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's one of the 6'11 guys they've got on their roster. And basically, he's a space eater. Has a really great touch around the rim.
Colton Benson from downtown the parking lot. The first 3 tonight for Benson. He has 7. He was standing in the locker room.
Yeah, he was. I mean, his range is once he walks out the door, as you would say, gets on the edge of the court, he can hit it.
38.5% three-point shooter. Bobcats in a zone defense as Lindsay on the drive gets past O'Garo and smooches it off the glass.
Yeah, great drive there by Lindsay, man. He is showing you his versatility. Not only does he lead the league in three-point percentage, but then you see there he can put it on the deck and get all the way to the rim.
Hutchins Everett with 10, Lindsay with 7. O'Garo tried the answer, didn't go. Pope with the tip, leads to a JMU run out. Down the lane, Ricks lost control of the ball. It went out off of the leg of a Bobcat and over the end line. Will stay with JMU. O'Garo's trying to plead the case that he thought it went off the leg of Ricks. $11-point lead for JMU. The Dukes have led since the start. Trying to claim the outright regular season championship. Brown on the inbound misses that long shot, and Texas State into the offensive end. It seems like not much has been easy for Texas State offensively.
No, it hasn't, and you've got to tip your cap. The Dukes have really been playing their tails off on the defensive end. Really physical on the guards with the screening action here. They're going to really fight over it, try to get through it. And Texas State's had to hit some shots, and a big one right there from Tyrell Morgan. Huge 3 for the Cats.
Morgan's got 5, a 38.8% three-point shooter. Texas State as a team leads the league in three-point shooting, 36.6% collectively, and it's an 8-point JMU lead. Hutchins Everett. Remember, Pope has 2 personal fouls. Now Freeman probes underneath, and a whistle. Pope was in the neighborhood.
And they're going to get it on Tylen Pope.
There's his 3rd foul, so Coach Johnson kind of rolled the dice with his best player. 1:57 to go. There's a look at it. Tough way to get your 3rd foul.
It is. He sort of rotated over. I thought he was pretty straight up, but, great job by Freeman drawing enough body contact to get the foul. And again, it's 3 on Pope, and he's going to have to come out right now. He may even have to be on the bench to start that second half.
There's Deere coming on. Freeman, 82.4% from the free throw line. 2nd in the league in that category. Guy who had a season-high 31 points at Marshall back on January 9th, 30 against Southern Miss earlier this season. And as Coach and I have both mentioned, 27 in the win at ULM, the start of this road trip.
I mean, he can score it with the best of them.
$1:50 to go in the first half. Drone underneath. Hutchins Everett said, I don't think so, but Drone gets it back. Now Benson turns, spins, shot off the side of the rim and flying in for the rebound. His 2nd rebound tonight is Ricks. Rebound margin, JMU is 5th in the league. Texas State 2nd. Hutchins Everett, mismatch there, but misses the shot, and Deere gets the rebound.
Yeah, really great play there by Tyrell Morgan. He took a lick, though, and got hit there in the chest, and so I think he may have to come out.
O'Garo underneath Deere. Good pass. Buckets up and good, and Deere's got his first 2 points tonight. 7-point lead for JMU, the closest the Bobcats have been in a while.
You got to appreciate the resiliency of the Texas State of the Cats. They continue to fight no matter what game they're in, and they're going to battle to the end.
Freeman misses a couple of shots, and Texas State will run out. Benson, left wing, 3-point shot short, and rebound. Hutchins Everett has 6 boards to go along with his game-high 10 points.
Going to get a timeout. Coach Spradlin drew up here for this last 31 seconds. Texas State's going to get the ball back. There's a about a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
JMU just one of their last 8 field goals. Haven't made a field goal in close to 3 minutes. Freeman with 10 to shoot. Right baseline shot is up and good by Bryce Lindsey. He's got 9. Good feed there, and Bobcats 10 seconds to go. Obviously, shot clock off. Drone wiggle waggle with the dribble. 5, 4, Ogaro in the lane, makes the runner, and is fouled. Will go to the line.
A big, huge shot there by Ogaro. A little bit of life there for the Cats. Great drive toward the middle of the logo. You see, elevates, takes the contact there, and is able to finish with that left hand.
Lindsey, his second foul. 3 Dukes with 2 fouls each, but in terms of the foul situation, none bigger than Tylan Pope with 3 for Texas State. On the floor, Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett for Coach Spradlin and the Dukes. Drone, Green, Gums, Ogaro, and Drennan for Texas State. 3 seconds to go. JMU time to do something with it. Ogaro, 67 of 78 from the free throw line this year. That's good. 85.9%, and right on cue misses it. Hutchins, Everett, long heave at the buzzer, just off the mark by Brown, and we'll go to the locker room. JMU up 41-33.
Yeah,
At the break, JMU by Duke shooting the basketball so well.
they really are. They've done a great job. And the other thing the Dukes have done is got to the free throw line. You know, they've been there 14 times in the first half, and so they're shooting the basketball, they're getting to the free throw line, so things on offense are rocking and rolling for them.
Second half underway from Strand Arena. You've got Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Hutchins, Everett, and Smith on for JMU. Morgan, Pope, Ogaro, Turner, and Drennan counter for Texas State. 5 on the shot clock. Hutchins, Everett trying to back down on Turner. 2 on the shot clock as the ball goes out of bounds. There's some good low post defense right out of halftime.
Yeah, really good possession for Texas State to start this second half. Really got down, switched a lot of the screens, didn't open up driving lanes for the Dukes, and then a good inside stance there by Christian Turner.
Lindsey, Hutchins, Everett, 10 each to lead JMU. You heard Coach say it, Benson leads Texas State with 7 as that shot by Turner wouldn't go down, but rebound underneath, out off the hand of a Duke. It'll stay with Texas State, 12 to shoot, or they'll reset the shot clock to 20. Beg your pardon.
And, you know, in Texas State, you really want coming out here this second half, you really want to get it on track offensively, and that's the way to do it right there is an isolation with Tylan Pope just going one-on-one against Hutchins Everett.
Pope and his 3 fouls is up to 7 points on the game. Pope averaging 16.2 points per game. Pope had 25 on 8 of 12 shooting in the loss to Troy, against Troy, on Tuesday. 6-point lead for JMU. Led the entirety of the first half. Angle right 3, Lindsey off the side of the rim. Box out underneath by Morgan, and Pope wants to run.
Yeah, great box out by Tyrell Morgan, as you mentioned there. Bill did a great job holding everybody off so Pope could grab the board there. Really good team rebounding.
JMU led by as many as 13 back in the first half as Morgan, the turnaround jumper. He's got 7. Pretty shot.
Yeah, really nice move there. Difficult shot, but really nice move by Tyrell Morgan. You see Texas State has been able initially here to cut into that Duke lead.
Down to a 4-point lead as Hutchins Everett found alone inside the lane. Shot goes up, it's blocked. Ball on the floor, and then we get a whistle. Not a tie-up, I think a foul going to be called. As Hutchins Everett, you saw the Texas State defense collapse.
I think they're going to give the ball to the Dukes, and not a foul, but Christian Turner was using a little soccer action there with his feet trying to get the ball where the Dukes couldn't get it, and they're going to give the ball baseline out of bounds, JMU.
A.J. Smith inbounds, and JMU reignites with 20 on the shot clock. Xavier Brown. Bobcats in a man-to-man. There's 8 to shoot. Lindsey, former Texas A&M Aggie, stops left side of the lane. Shot doesn't go. Tipped by Ricks, doesn't fall. Tries it again, it doesn't go. And Smith ends up with the basketball, but I think he also ends up with a personal foul.
Yeah, really great. I mean, just resiliency by the Texas State inside. I mean, you saw the Dukes flying in, trying to tip the ball in, and you see Texas State battling, trying to get that possession back. And they do. They get another stop on defense.
Bobcats bring it up against the man-to-man defense. The foul was actually on Hutchins Everett as Morgan. There's an air ball. Garo, his teammate, tried to save it in unsuccessfully. So that foul on Hutchins Everett, his first team foul on the visitors from Harrisburg, Virginia. Mark Freeman into the basketball game, had 7 points, 2 of 4 from downtown back in the first half.
And Freeman was impressive, man.
You said lightning quick.
Lightning quick. He's got some jets, and he's a really tough matchup because he gets into the paint and draws the defense and then opens up the three ball for his teammates.
3 minutes into the second half, a 4-point JMU lead. Out front, Freeman being harassed by Turner, 6 on the shot clock, puts up the 3, off the side of the rim. Pope with the rebound, and Hutchins Everett, his second foul early on in the second half.
Yeah, great physical block out by Tylen Pope, and an inadvertent hand there. You see Hutchins Everett right behind, going for the basketball, trying to knock it away, and has an incidental contact there in the face of Tylen Pope and gets whistled for the foul.
Hutchins Everett sits down. The former Syracuse Orangeman, Justin Taylor, into the game. Bobcats have stuck around early on. A 9-0 run by JMU to start the basketball game. Ogaro gets by Lindsey. Shot doesn't go, but a foul. As Ogaro ends up on the floor. Good look at him there.
Yeah, Ogaro's got a really quick first step. You notice here he turns the corner and just gets a little bit of contact, a push there in the back by Lindsey. That's what drew the foul, and it's going to put Ogaro on the line, and that's the third foul on Lindsey.
That's big. Bryce Lindsey, 6'3", redshirt freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland, St. Francis Academy, right there in downtown Baltimore, Charm City. Ogaro makes the first. Josh Ogaro. Pleasant surprise for Coach Johnson and the Bobcats, I think, in terms of his production versus expectations.
Yeah, he's had a great senior year. I mean, you know, last year he was more reserved, came in, played some spot minutes, and the style, I think the adjustments Coach Johnson made to the offense and how they're running it this year, a little more open, really plays into his strengths, and he's done a great job, especially on the glass. He's a leading rebounder for Texas State, and he's a pretty slender kind of guy.
JMU hasn't scored in the first 3:40 of the second half. Down to a 2-point JMU lead on the drive, baseline, and Freeman, they'll say it goes off of Tyrell Morgan's foot and over the end line. Bobcat fans here at Strand Arena on the Texas State campus disagree. Get a look at it there, Coach.
Let's see, let's watch right here. A little hard to tell there, you know.
9 to shoot.
Yep, 9 to shoot. Just got to do a good job, stay in a stance, and try to stay in front of them.
Freeman trying to get around Turner. Still with the dribble and shot clock violation. Freeman, after all of that, maybe saved by the call, loses track of the shot clock. Bobcat basketball. When we come back, the Bobcats looking for their first lead of the night here at Strand Arena on ESPN+.
And you look there at Bryce Lindsey, man, he is lethal. He has hit 2 tonight, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. But as you mentioned, though, a little bit of foul trouble for him right now.
Bobcats with the basketball, chance to tie it for the first time since we were tied at 0-0. Drop in, Pope, quick turnaround, shot off the rim, tipped around underneath. Ball ends up with Pope, and it's up and in, and we've got a new basketball game. How about that? If at first you don't succeed, try again. Pope's got 9, and Pope has gone over 1,000 points in his career.
Yeah, unbelievable. Again, the effort by Tylen Pope that last possession to battle for that bucket.
3-point shot, left corner doesn't go. Ricks, offensive rebound, putback is up and good. He's got 4. Good offensive board by JMU. Go back into the lead. And how fitting was Pope's bucket that gets him over 1,000 points to be on a putback?
It is fitting, especially for him. He does such a great job offensive rebounding. Really has a quick leap. And, he just kept battling for that last possession to be able to get an opportunity to put it in.
8 on the shot clock. Morgan, Pope, Ogaro, Turner, Drennan. For Texas State, as Pope on the drive, loses control. Ball rolls out of bounds, and JMU's ball. You've got Freeman, Brown, Ricks, Taylor, and Smith on the floor. For Preston Spradlin, his first season at JMU. There's Tylen Pope, the big fella. And congratulations to him. Pope began his career at Tulane, then he seasoned at Nevada over in Reno. Had a great season for Texas State. Will be all-league performer, some level, when it's all said and done.
Oh, definitely so. I mean, he's had a great year for Texas State, and a big-time move right there by Eddie Ricks.
Back-to-back buckets, tied at 41, and Eddie Ricks said, "I don't think so."
Texas State came out a half, and they did a nice job on the defensive end. They're going to have to continue to get stops on the defensive end against this juggernaut of a Duke program who can really just score in bunches.
Tyrell Morgan out front. There's Pope setting a screen, and I think Ricks picks up the personal foul. He does. It's his second foul on the night. There's a look at Tyrell Morgan, senior night here at Texas State. Pre-game festivities, family, friends on the floor. President Kelly Dampus here at Texas State was out there.
Yeah, it was, again, a great celebration. Texas State has six players who are seniors or super seniors, thanks COVID. And right there, man, coming right off the bench. Don't think Colton Benson is cold. He is cold-blooded, man. He just knocked down a triple.
Benson, a couple of threes tonight. He's got 10, a little over his per-game average of 9.8 points per game. JMU lead down to 1. This journey of Sunbelt play began back on December 21st. We're going to squeeze every ounce of excitement out of it. On the drive, Xavier Brown, collision, blocking foul call.
Well, they're going to get Drew Drennan. Drennan did a nice job. He's a really good on-ball defender. Really tried to move his feet, but I think they got him when he put that right arm and grabbed out. That's going to draw the foul and going to put Brown on the free throw line.
Second foul on Drennan. Out of Smyrna, Georgia, over in the greater Atlanta area. Xavier Brown tonight, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a helper. Makes the first. Xavier Brown, one of the better defenders in the league, 113 steals in his career coming in, 46 this season. At just 4 points, 2 rebounds up in Monroe on Tuesday, and the Dukes win over Keith Richard and the Warhawks. Makes both.
Yeah, and he is one of the holdovers from last year's squad that won 32 ball games and third team preseason in UCY. Again, he does a great job, as you mentioned. He leads them in steals and in assists.
On the drive, quick burst down the right side of the lane, and Drone, who just checked back in, has the bucket. It's a 1-point JMU lead.
And that's a good sign for Coach Johnson and his Cats. You get Benson going and Drone, who struggled from the floor in the first half, to finally find that opening. Hopefully get him on track to give some more point production for the Cats.
Drone was just 2 of 12 from the floor against Troy on Tuesday. Williams up top, off the left side of the rim, box out underneath. Taylor ends up with it, throws it out front. Freeman thought about the 3 on the drive, wraparound pass Williams to the hole, foul. Texas State almost had a defensive rebound. Instead, it'll be JMU towing the free throw line.
Yeah, really, again, the offensive rebounds, Texas State has got to try to be one and done here. And with a great pitch out, and then they got Ogaro on that foul, that last possession.
Second foul on Josh Ogaro. Looks like Coach Johnson's going to go to his bench. Here's a look at Williams. Got a couple of early fouls, limited minutes in the first half. Noah Williams, 6'5", redshirt senior out of Seattle, O'Day High School, transfer from Washington. There's a look at it again. Maybe ball, a little bit of contact. Tough call for that wing official. Williams, Twine on both. He's got 4 points. All 4 of his points coming from the free throw line, and I feel like a broken record. 3-point lead for JMU.
Yeah, and JMU again is getting to the line more than Texas State. They're 15 of 17 from the line. Texas State's only got there 8 times tonight, which is a little unusual for the Cats.
Pope through the lane, and there's a tie-up called. Not very often you see Tylen Pope kind of out-muscled there as he made his move. Alternating possession. Look at it here. There's that guy, Elijah Hutchins-Everett, who's had an exceptional night on both ends tonight. 10 points, 8 boards.
Yeah, he has been and made his presence known. Again, 6'11". He's a big guy. Does a great job, and definitely that was a clean block that he had there on Pope.
Colton Benson, pump fake, dribble to the right, bang. Colton Benson, triples. 3 of 4 from downtown, and we're deadlocked at 49.
It's one of those things, Colton Benson, when he gets on a roll, man, he can fill it up.
There's a good pump fake, shot by Brown, doesn't go. The tip underneath, whistle. Remember, Pope with 3 fouls. Who's the call on? It's on Turner. Pope was in the neighborhood. It's the 3rd foul on Turner. There's a look at it. And I don't know, Coach.
It's sort of hard, you hate getting the foul on Turner because he did have the inside position.
Do you have the right to the space in which you occupy?
Yeah, and so, tough call. Really a tough call there for Christian Turner. You appreciate the athleticisms of Hutchin-Everett, who's able to go up, use Turner sort of as a building block to the rim there. But you can't fault Turner for doing his job inside.
Here's a look at Hutchins-Everett. He's 5 of 5 from the line, 11 points tonight. As a team, JMU 17 of 19 from the charity stripe. Second in the league as a team in free throw shooting is JMU during the free throw and just now. Number of subs. Reset their lineup. Freeman, Brown, Ricks, Hutchins-Everett, and Smith on the floor. Texas State, Drone will bring it up as Pope, Benson, Ogaro, and Turner out there with them. Man-to-man defense from JMU since they got off the bus.
And that's what they do. You're not going to see any zone.
Drone able to get by Brown, lays it up and in. Drone heating up a little bit. He's got 8 points for Texas State.
And I think for the Bobcats, they're doing a better job on the offensive end. It's now, can they start to get some stops from this potent JMU offense? Big 3 there by Freeman. Can't
leave Freeman alone as he demonstrates right there. Gives JMU the 3-point lead again. Freeman 3 of 6 from downtown. On the drive, Drone to Turner cutting underneath. Back in the lane and whistle. Hutchins-Everett, I think, got Turner on the wrist. If it is on him, it's his 3rd foul, and get a look at it there. Turner working to get to the free throw line. When we come back, Texas State at the line on ESPN+. Back to 1991. The head coach of the Dukes back then, by the way, they were in the Colonial Athletic Association. It was Lefty Drizel was the head coach. Is back here to Strand Arena live action. Christian Turner at the line to shoot 2 was fouled by Hutchins-Everett before we went to break. The 3rd foul on Hutchins-Everett, incidentally. Turner misses the 2nd. Turner just 1 point, does have 3 rebounds tonight. Freeman, Brown, Ricks, Hutchins-Everett, Smith for JMU. Leading by 2 after leading by 8 at recess. Mark Freeman, guard that guy, if you're Texas State.
And you've got, again, Texas State just doing some junk defense here, really trying to keep
Hutchins Everett through the lane, spins out. I think that was Smith with the tip in.
It was Smith again. Great job timing there on that tip in. And the lead's now 4 for the Dukes.
Thrown out front to Turner. Benson, 3-point shot off the side of the rim and a foul. If it's on Pope, it's his 4th. And I don't know, Coach, if you recall, the 3rd foul that Pope picked up was kind of one of those that you wish you had back. And here, with 10:22 to go, the 4th foul on Pope.
Yeah, a couple of his tonight were what I call cheesy ones, were just little tic-tac fouls that, you know, for him, he can't get. He's got to make sure he's clean, and, you know, you would hope that the officials would maybe hold that whistle a little bit and let guys so just play through a little bit of contact.
Here comes on for Texas State. So let's remember that. JMU leading by 4 when Pope leaves. Left wing, shot doesn't go. Battle for the rebound underneath, and Texas State, Mark Drone brings it ahead. To Benson. Good ball movement by Texas State. Ends up with Tyrell Morgan Smith on him. Past the halfway point of the second half. The Bobcats going to stay in the 7th seed. JMU, are they going to claim the outright championship? Left corner, 3-point shot, Tyrell Morgan. He's hit a couple of long balls, got double figures with 10. It's back to a 1-point JMU lead.
Yeah, really good ball movement that last possession by the Cats. And Morgan hits that big baseline 3-point jumper, getting them back within 1. Like I said, now it's come down, can you guard? Can you keep this JMU team under wraps?
Freeman, turnaround shot is good. Freeman with 12. He can hit the long ones and he can hit the medium range one. He is a scorer, averaging 15 points per game.
Yeah, that's a great description. He is a scorer. He can score at all 3 levels. Really has a great change of pace. And again, there's Drone. Big tip in by Nate Deere.
Nate Deere averaging, jumped out to a 9-0 lead at the outset, led by 8 at halftime. You see it there, 1-point advantage. Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Hutchins, Everton, Smith on the floor for the visitors from Harrisburg, Virginia. Bobcats man-to-man defense, 12 on the shot clock. Morgan, Drone, Benson, Ogaro, Deere, dribble through the lane. Brown, shot doesn't go, but been so big tonight. Hutchins Everett with the putback. He's got 14 to lead all scorers.
Really, again, not a bad defensive possession by the Cats, but they've got to be able to finish possessions with rebounds. That was one of the things that hurt last game against Troy. There were some key offensive rebounds.
Benson, the and one. And if it's on Lindsey, it's his 4th.
Yeah, great shot by Benson. Way to hang there in the air, coming off the screen. You see here he comes off, he gets a little separation, a step back, and just enough space that he can get the shot off.
Benson, usually you see him taking those shots from downtown, and Lindsey does have to sit with 8:10 to go in the second half. Lindsey tonight, 10 points. Benson, an opportunity to tie the basketball game for the 4th time, and he does. How long can Terrence Johnson have Tylen Pope sit on the bench, speaking of 4 fouls?
Yeah, I think as long as it's like this, a 1 possession game, he's going to let him sit. And then I could see coming back with maybe 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes left in the game. But, you know, if the current guys can stay out there and keep it close, you know, the longer you can let him sit.
Texas State 2-3 zone. They're starting with a trap. Freeman crossover in the lane, probing. Off the glass left side of the lane, it's going to the line.
Man, and he is so quick. You saw right here, you've got Mark Drone on him, and he just swerved right by him, sort of snaked in there, got to the paint.
Well, when we come back, it'll be Freeman at the line to try to give JMU the lead back. Don't go 18 points tonight to lead all scorers. Freeman, an 82.4% free throw shooter, now 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Isn't basketball funny?
It is. I mean, you see guys like Freeman who, again, we were just talking in the break about how quick he is and his ability to drive and to get in the paint. And then again, 82% free throw shooter, and he misses. He gets 1 of 2. You just don't expect that. Just like with Benson, if he ever misses one, you're like, it's sort of shocking.
Hutchins Everett sat down. You probably noticed Taylor back on the floor. Freeman's got 13. JMU up by 1. Thrown out front to Benson, and Freeman gets called for the reach. And I think if Benson doesn't go down, the foul doesn't get called. Just the first foul on Freeman tonight. And that'll put, speaking of Benson, good look in the crystal ball.
Yep.
Puts Benson at the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, he fell really hard there on his hands. Again, sort of lost his footing there. So we'll see if he can.
Benson has an opportunity right here. Texas State has led tonight's basketball game 0 times. Hutchins Everett back on. Taylor sits down.
Look, you got Benson there at the line, 1-and-1.
35 of 38 from the free throw line this year, the front end, and we're tied at 61. That is our 5th tie of the basketball game. Get a look at it here again as, oh yeah, Benson kind of jammed that hand. Ouch. Benson has 17, make it 18, and Texas State with 7:31 to go in the second half. The Bobcats have their first lead. I was going to say Benson averaging 9.8 points per game. Had just 7 against Troy on Tuesday. Hutchins Everett inside the lane, catches a lot of metal and goes through.
And really great shot by him. Just a nice soft touch. Got the ball inside to him, and again, he was able to finish.
The shot clock did not start. Reason for the whistle. Hutchins Everett.
And
look at this again.
Yeah, get this great feed. Morgan's trying to chest him up, wall up, and just a great move, by Hutchins Everett in the interior.
Touch.
Yeah,
Good
great touch. Great touch around the rim. He has really, really a nice soft touch.
16 points for the big fella. 1 point JMU lead. Morgan from the line, bang. Morgan's got a dozen, and Texas State seesaws back in front.
Just like we said, how that was a tough shot by Hutchins Everett. That was a tough shot down there for the Bobcats by Tyrell Morgan. Great defense by JMU. Morgan was just able to elevate a little bit higher and knock it down there right in the middle of the paint.
Texas State 11 of 16 from the floor in the second half. Freeman getting a screen from Hutchins Everett. Hutchins Everett down the lane, up and over Morgan, easy peasy. Yeah. He's got 18.
And all that is because of Freeman. You watch Mark Freeman is just zigzagging through the Texas State defense, drawing help, and that opens up Hutchins Everett for an easy one.
Drone from the left elbow as Hutchins Everett backs off. And Drone, he has 10. Texas State 70.6% from the floor in the second half, lead by 1. One reason the Bobcats have been able to outscore JMU by 9 so far in the second. 6 minutes precisely to go in regulation. Ricks, Okar on him, 10 to shoot. Now Brown, out front Freeman thought about the 3, quick as a wick. And Morgan with the steal. Bobcats have numbers as Morgan down the lane being grabbed as he's going to the rim, draws the foul. That looked like flag football where guys were trying to grab his flag.
I am telling you, really quick hands there by Tyrell Morgan to pick the pocket right there of Mark Freeman. And then again, dicing between the two, and you see definitely there the grab by Xavier Brown, and it's going to put Tyrell Morgan to the line to possibly extend the Bobcat lead.
First foul on number 1 Brown, number 1 Morgan at the line. Wheels out. Ricks with the rebound. He has 6 boards and a half a dozen rebounds for JMU. So the Texas State lead remains 1. We sneak up on 5.5 minutes to go.
And then you see Coach TJ has brought in Tylen Pope back in the game. We talked about coming back in with about 5 or 6 minutes left.
Good catch there, Coach. As Brown probing with the dribble. Left corner, wide open 3 is good by Smith. A 30.6% three-point shooter. Smith has 9, and it's 2-point JMU lead.
You know, the Dukes are not going to go down without a fight. They've got that championship DNA. Texas State is just continuing to fight. You see Mark Drone is feeling it in this second half.
Has a dozen, does Drone, averaging 11.3 points per game. That is tie number 6 tonight's ball game. The 4th all-time meeting between the Dukes and the Bobcats. This one's setting up to be a memorable one. Freeman almost had his pocket picked again, gets it back. Left side of the lane, off-balance shot doesn't go. Off of Pope, off of Texas State. JMU basketball to inbound.
Yeah, both these teams, I mean, you just got to be proud of the way they're playing tonight. You know, you can tell you're getting close to that March Madness. Both these teams are just playing their tails off tonight.
Lindsey in with his 4 fouls. Rick sits down. Deere will come in. Pope sits down. Tylen Pope with 4. There's a good look again at Preston Spradlin. Trying to lead the Dukes to an outright conference championship. Almost a steal by Drone on the inbound. Stay with JMU. No time off the shot clock. It's still 20. Am I being picky?
You are, but that's
oh, it
okay.
is 19. They
Not
did.
19. Then
there you go.
They
Thank
ran
you
it
very
off
much.
while the ball was out of bounds.
They
There we
heard
go.
me.
Yeah,
They heard me.
They did.
Freeman. Bobcats have Drone on him. Shot goes up off the right side of the rim, and Tyrell Morgan, his second board tonight. Morgan, he can put it on the floor as he's done his entire Texas State career. Has been such a big part of everything that Texas State has accomplished over the last few years. Of course, he was injured last season, and the Bobcats showed it as Colton Benson sticks it in from the middle of the lane.
Yeah, really great back cut there by Colton Benson. Great assist there by Tyrell Morgan, and then the Cats now have taken this great atmospheres like this, but then you get to go out to those ballparks and have some fun times.
Texas State a 1-point lead, trying to guarantee themselves a 7th seed as left wing. Fadeaway 3 by Lindsey doesn't go. Rebound underneath, out off of JMU Smith. Texas State basketball. The Bobcats, Morgan, Drone, Benson, Ogaro, and Deere out there for Terrence T.J. Johnson. Coach Spradlin counters with Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Hutchins, Everett, who has 18 tonight, and Smith. Pope is on the bench with his 4. Deere hands it off to Drone. Drone's been really good in the second half. Working off a Deere screen. Caught in the air to Benson, 12 on the shot clock. Almost a steal, ends up in the hands of Morgan. Ball is ripped away, and Freeman's got it. In transition, Lindsey, we're tied at 70. Defense leading to offense. Lindsey's got 12, the 4th assist for Freeman tonight.
A really great defense by the Dukes, and you see how quickly they can turn it around and get it to the other end.
Under 3 minutes to go. Drone, floater, air ball. Out of bounds, JMU. Just, you know, Mark Drone has made some big shots, and they're not able to even draw rim.
Yeah, you know, I feel like it was a little bit indecisive when he got to that spot. Was he going to pass it or was he going to shoot it, and ended up with an air ball? He's got to come around with the intent to score just to be real decisive.
Mark Freeman to Xavier Brown, one of the holdovers from a year ago. The list is short. 12 on the shot clock. Brown working on Benson. Goes to Smith. Wheels in. Squares up on Ogaro. Got a hand on it. A tie-up called possession arrow JMU.
And the Bobcat faithful here don't like the call of the tie-up. And if we get another look at it, let's look at it here again. Spins back, and you look there, Ogaro. Yes, it was for maybe a half a second between the two hands. Being generous there, Bill. But yeah, regardless, it is JMU ball. Oh, great cut by Smith and a flush.
What an inbounds play drawn up by JMU. Coach Spradlin trying to implore his defense. You might see him in the background there. 2-point JMU lead. Looking for a trophy. Drone to Benson. Backdoor pass. Ogaro tied.
Yeah, great execution by Texas State. Good patience. A lot of confidence. You see that swag with him. Great pass by Benson. And you got Gara with an easy layup.
8 ties, 8 lead changes tonight. Ogaro, that bucket gives him 10. Falling down, Xavier Brown. Shot doesn't go. Pope feeds Ogaro. into the offensive end, tried to split the double team, tie up a foul call. Coach Spradlin is pleading for the tie up there. Instead, Texas State shooting the 1-and-1 with a $1:42 to go in the second. Here's a look at it, Coach.
Got a little bit of the arm there on Ogaro's left arm, and it is putting him to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1.
Smith is third. The 9th team foul on JMU. Texas State only 5 team fouls here in the second half. Ogaro, it rattles out. Ogaro tonight 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Texas State 11 of 15. JMU meanwhile 19 of 22 from the charity stripe. 90 seconds to go, and we are deadlocked at 72. Left corner, Freeman puts up the 3 and gives JMU the lead. Cold-blooded. He's got 19.
Yeah, huge shot by Freeman. Texas State's going to call timeout, and Coach
State. Bobcats clearly, obviously, don't need a 3. Ogaro to inbound. Ricks will guard him. Gets it into Pope. On the drive, and a foul called as Tylen Pope took it right into the chest of Elijah Hutchins Everett.
Yeah, that's one of those bang-bang plays.
Right, JMU's bench.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 there, and ends up Pope gets the better half of that, and is going to go to the free throw line for another one. Big finish, though. Going to get an opportunity to tie the ball game.
Instead of the 5th on Pope, it's the 4th on Hutchins Everett, and you said it, for JMU to compound the agony, it's an and 1. Tylen Pope tonight 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Swish. New ball game at 75. Boy, JMU fans are going to talk about that foul for a while.
Yeah, that's one of those 50-50s, and as a coach, you're always going to want it the other way if it's against you.
A minute to go in San Marcos. What a way to close out the regular season. You want March Madness? It's already here. Freeman trying it again from the corner. No good. Benson races in for the rebound. Texas State basketball. 45 ticks to go. Tyrell Morgan guarded by Brown. Stops. Left block. Shot from 5. Doesn't go. Smith with the board, but a whistle underneath. And reading body language, it's going to go against JMU.
Yeah, they're going to get Smith for a push in the back. And it's going to be Texas and the free throw line. So you look here, there's Pope, and you watch the push right there. Good call by the official. As he jumped up, there was a little shove in the back, extended the arm. That's going to put, it should be Pope on the free throw line. But
it should be, and it will be. It's the 4th foul on Smith. There are 3 Dukes, Lindsey, Hutchins, Everett, and Smith, each with 4. Pope, there's Coach Spradlin, trying to maneuver the chess pieces tonight. Pope a chance to give the Bobcats the lead. We've had 8 lead changes in this basketball game. That one off the side of the rim. Tylen Pope, one of the better free throw shooters in the league, 4th in the league coming in tonight.
It's unusual for the Bobcats to miss so many free throws with Ogaro and Pope. They're 2 of the premier shooters in the Sun Belt.
Pope misses them both, but Morgan has the rebound, throws it out front. Benson, angle left 3. It's off the back of the rim, and Texas State gets it again. A half a minute to go, and the crowd going crazy. Coach Johnson calls timeout, a full timeout. Wow. Taylor Smith for JMU. 10.1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. JMU led by 8 at halftime. Scored the first 9 points of the game tonight. Man-to-man defense by the Dukes. What's new? Drone probing with the dribble. 6 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Drone hangs in the air. 12-footer's good. Texas State by 2. Drone's got 14. 12 seconds to go. Does JMU call timeout? They do. Lindsey, Hutchins, Everett, and Smith on the floor. Morgan, Drone, Pope, Benson, and Ogaro will defend for Texas State. Up by 2 are the Bobcats.
And
crowd yelling out defense. Freeman to Lindsey. Stops. Hangs in the air. Shot doesn't go. Ogaro got a hand on it. I think they're calling a foul. They are. Josh Ogaro with 3.2 seconds to go. The wing official calls the foul. Here it is.
Let's watch you go up. It looks, when you go here, you see Ogaro go up. It's hard to tell from that angle. Let's look and see if this one you see a little better. He's good. He stays down. He goes up. And again, it looks there. His follow-through comes and hits that arm. And that's what they've called, and it's going to put him. They're going to check right now. The officials are back at the monitor checking to make sure the time is right on the clock, 3.2, before they send the Duke to the line. I think it's Bryce Lindsey, correct, at the line.
Yeah, it's a third foul on Josh Ogaro for Texas State while they go over. For Texas State, it's only the 6th team foul. Regardless, it's Lindsey who's shooting, a guy who, coming into the ball game, 38 of 44 from the free throw line for the redshirt freshman. Has not attempted a free throw tonight. We'll get a look at the clock and the foul here. We don't know the whistle, so it's really weird. But in my opinion, it looks like there is more time than 3.2 seconds to go.
And they've adjusted it to 3.5.
Okay, that sounds fair. That sounds about right.
So,
what a game. 77-75, Texas State in front. But it'll be Lindsey, the redshirt freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, from Charm City. Began his college career at Texas A&M. Coincidentally enough, it's about a 2-hour drive due east from where we sit right now. He's returned to the Lone Star State and going to try to help his Dukes claim an outright regular season championship.
These guys, this is the time they live for. The big shot drone hit, you're in your backyard counting 3, 2, 1, hitting the shot. And Lindsey, he's thought about this 100,000 times, about hitting 2 pressure free throws, knocks the first one down with ease.
Rims the Bobcat lead down to 1. Morgan, Drone Pope, Benson, Ogaro for Texas State, Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Hutchins, Everett, Smith for JMU. The Bobcats do not have a timeout, and we are tied.
Yeah, and so
the Bobcats can run the end line, but have to get it in. There's subs here by JMU. The reason for the stoppage. Taylor comes in. Ricks is on the floor. So reset JMU. Freeman, Brown, Lindsey. Or Brown, Ricks, Hutchins, you electing to not to guard the inbounder. 77 all. 3.5 seconds to go. The crowd on their feet at Strand Arena. Benson to Pope to Morgan. Up ahead to Benson across the midcourt line. The Heat for the win. Off the mark, no good, and we've got some free basketball.
Yeah, and
Tell me where you've heard that.
Yeah, again, this is the second.
Yeah, keep this in mind, though. Hutchins, Everett, Smith, and Lindsey each with 4 fouls for JMU. Pope with 4, who does jump for the Bobcats there. He has 4. That could come into play with 5 minutes of bonus basketball.
Yeah, absolutely true. Those fouls now become even bigger, as you just mentioned, that losing any of those key players for JMU or Pope for Texas State definitely takes one of those arrows out of your quiver to be able to go to.
JMU in the purple, Texas State in the white. On the drive, weaving through the lane. Brown leaves it short. There with the putback, Hutchins Everett. He's got 20 points.
Man, he
the
is
big fella, just like he started the night, and JMU with the first shot across the bow in overtime.
He's been a huge part of this JMU offense. Again, big around the bucket for the Texas State has not really found an answer for him in the low block.
Morgan from the left wing, we're tied. Hutchins Everett, by the way, 21 points, his season high. That came against Mary Baldwin back in November. Morgan with that bucket for Texas State. He's got 14. Benson leads all Bobcat scorers with 20. Freeman, Hutchins Everett. Benson is on Hutchins Everett. Does JMU recognize the mismatch? Smith bullets a pass out front, 5 to shoot. Lindsey straight on 3, dagger. Lindsey, who made the 2 free throws at the end of regulation to send us to OT, introduces his presence in overtime. He's got 17.
Man, that an unbelievable shot, like you said, by the redshirt freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Just really, shot clock's coming down low, and he was able to jump up and get a shot.
Tyrell Morgan being harassed by Smith, and Smith called for his 5th foul. His night is over. Not a lot of contact there by A.J. Smith, the 6'6" junior. Will send the Bobcats to the free throw line. Coach Spradlin go back to his bench. Does he go to Taylor?
I believe that's who he's got. Eddie Ricks, I believe, coming
Ricks.
in.
Another option. Ricks
yeah.
has had a good night.
And he does a good job on the glass. He presents some matchup issues for Texas State, but you know, Texas State's got to continue to be aggressive on the offensive end. You know, they're in the double bonus now, so now it's not even a 1-and-1. It's 2 shots if they get fouled, so you want to attack the bucket, make the Dukes have to guard, move their feet.
Smith ends up with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the floor in his 32 minutes. It's Tyrone Morgan who goes to the free throw line in his final ever game in a Texas State uniform at Strahan Arena. Morgan makes the first. You pointed it out, Coach. The Bobcats had a couple of opportunities missing the front end of 1-and-1s. Morgan misses the second there.
You know, that's just, it's unusual. Texas State, as we mentioned, came into this game leading the league in free throw shooting percentage. And they've missed some real key buckets, some opportunities tonight.
Hutchins Everett over Morgan. Good job of feeding the paint by JMU. A 4-point lead for James Madison. Back in the first half, there's a point where JMU was up by 13. Hutchins Everett, 22 points, a season high. Tip by Pope, rolls off the back of the rim, and there's Ricks with the rebound.
A couple good looks there by Texas State. Missed a free throw again and missed a tip in there. Drone had a good look at it on the initial shot. You know, they've got to really right now hunker down on the defensive end. They don't want to get JMU get too much more separation from them.
Halfway through overtime in San Marcos, Freeman stops. Jumper over Benson, doesn't go. Hutchins Everett and Pope battle for the rebound, and tie-up. Should be possession arrow Texas State, it is. So the Bobcats a chance to cut into this 4-point JMU advantage. Look at this, 2 of the best big men in all the Sun Belt going at it.
Texas State again gets a stop on that last possession. Now they have an opportunity to carve into this 2-possession lead.
Thrown to Pope, takes it right at Hutchins Everett, and the whistle blows. If that's on Hutchins Everett, his night is done. That's no small matter. And Coach Spradlin is going to wave his guys back over to the bench, and Hutchins Everett, you see him kind of reach down with those hands, didn't stay vertical. Hutchins Everett, what a night. 22 points, 12 rebounds, 8 of 13 from the floor, and 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
Yeah, he has been a powerhouse for the Dukes on the interior. I mean, they've just been in this overtime, dumping the ball into him. He's definitely a matchup problem for Texas State just because of his size. He's able to separate because he does a great job in there getting early position. And again, he's what I call a wide body displacer because he can displace folks on the offense and the defensive end.
Free throws have been a part of the story thus far tonight. Texas State as a team 13 of 20, 65%. JMU on the road 21 of 24, 87.5% from the line on the road. That is exceptional. Pope 2 of 4 from the line himself. Entering play today, 4th in the league in free throw percentage and misses the first. Can this be fatigue?
It can be, you know, but it's mental, you know. Texas State is a good free throw shooting team. They just, again, have had some key misses. And, you know, you look at Pope, who's a good free throw shooter, has missed a couple, and then Ogaro, who's a really good free throw shooter. So these aren't subpar guys. These are 80% plus free throw shooters, and, you know, it's just mentally you got to stay in it.
Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Taylor for JMU, Morgan, Drone, Pope, Benson, Ogaro for Texas State. The Bobcats in a zone.
And you notice right now the Dukes are not going to hurry. You know, they've got some challenges there, except you got old Lindsey, man. He hits buries a huge 3 for the Dukes.
2-pointer for Lindsey, had a foot on the line. 17 for Lindsey, 6-point lead. Pope to the hole, and he's fouled. Stops the clock with 1:26 to go. We'll go to the line, but Coach, I know what you're thinking. You got to make them.
Yeah, you definitely got to make them. I think the positive about that last bucket, Lindsey, I thought it was a 3. You said it's a 2. That's what they've got on the board is a 2. So still a 2-possession lead for the Dukes. You got Pope at the line. He can make it back to a 1-possession ball game. But as we mentioned, hey, Texas State has got to start capitalizing on these free throw opportunities.
And Pope heard you. He makes the first. Incidentally, those of you keeping track, South Alabama well in front of Louisiana at the Mitchell Center in Mobile. One of the teams a game behind JMU, and Pope hits both. 1:25 to go. Do the Bobcats have enough fuel left in the tank for a couple of stops? Freeman in no hurry as he walks it up. Freeman, 16 points tonight, 4 of 10 from downtown. He's been really good. 12 on the shot clock. Brown working on drone. Leans in. Shot doesn't go. Pope has the rebound. Texas State with 1 minute to go. Benson on the skip pass. Brown did a good job of being there on the catch. Texas State, backdoor Morgan. Pump fake off the glass and good. It's a 1-point JMU lead. 46.8 seconds to go. Morgan has got 15 points tonight. 17, beg your pardon.
Yeah, really great look. Great find inside by Benson, seeing Tyrell Morgan cutting the bucket. Texas State's just got to, again, hunker down and get another defensive stop.
Lindsey from downtown. The shot is short. The three-pointer. Morgan's got the rebound. Texas State can go in the lead with the shot clock off and 20 seconds to go. Did you like that shot?
Yeah, for Lindsey, he's a shooter. You know, when he gets a look like that, you're going to take it.
Morgan to Pope down the lane, but first a whistle. A whistle from the official, far wing official. And they're going to say out of bounds. I didn't see a timeout call. Did you? Defensively, Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, and Taylor. 13.4 to go. Drone hit a big bucket at the end of regulation. Probes with the dribble. 7-6. Taylor on him. Underneath. Pope's got it. Shot is short off the rim, but a foul. As the whistle rings out. Instead of an and one, Pope with a chance to tie it or give the Bobcats the lead back with 4.8 seconds to go. There it is.
Yeah, and you look, it was a great setup. You have the switch because you put the two guys in the ball screen action. You get a little on the big. You get the ball into the big. And you had an opportunity for a three-point play.
Pope 5 of 8 from the free throw line tonight, and we're tied at 86. Can you handle 5 more?
I can handle 5.
Have led by as much as 4 here in the extra session. It's Freeman, Brown, Lindsey, Ricks, Taylor for JMU, Morgan, Drone, Benson, Ogaro, and Pope gives Texas State a 1-point lead. No timeouts for either team. Freeman to inbound. Is there a championship outright? Freeman on the drive. Hangs in the air. Left side of the lane, a whistle with 0.8 seconds to go. Mark Freeman took control and is rewarded with a couple of free throws.
Yeah,
here it is.
That's what you knew. He was going to come straight down, look to draw contact, and he did. You know, Colton Benson was right there, and it looks like that left arm may have just been enough for them to call the foul. But
the officials are going to go over to the monitor to check out the time. Again, right now it's 0.8 seconds to go.
Yeah, and it's really, you know, it's difficult because you had Freeman going full speed. Got the ball in. That's a lot of speed. Yes, got the ball in, gave it back to him going full speed, and then now you've got your set defense trying to slow down a player like that without making any contact where they could call a foul. And, you know, there's nothing.
And you know he's the scorer, so you don't want to give him an uncontested 10-foot jumper.
Yeah, and it's like Colton Benson. He's moving his feet. He's got his hands up. He's trying to get out of the way and not draw the foul, but because of the speed, you know, you're definitely going to have a little contact there, and it's enough. The officials called it. It's going to give Freeman an opportunity for the Dukes to retake the lead here.
The officials do add 0.4 of a second after going to the monitor. So 1.2 seconds to go, but obviously not a lot of time for either team. Certainly Texas State, should Freeman make them both, not a lot of time for Texas State to operate. Now, as far as Mark Freeman goes, 82.4% free throw shooter on the year. However, is just 2 of 4 from the free throw line tonight, a part of his 16 points. Hutchins Everett with 22, he's fouled out. He leads all JMU scorers, and Colton Benson has 20 points to pace the Bobcats. The first one is up and off the mark. So now Freeman looking to tie it.
And so now if you're Texas State, you know, the big thing was what Coach Spradlin had told his guys, you have to box out. You can't go and have a tip in. You've got to just pull the board. Box out first, then worry about it.
The bend of the knees, and we are tied at 87. JMU going to make a substitute. For the first time tonight, Will Lovings-Watts comes into the game. Now the Bobcats can run the end line if that matters. Tyrell Morgan appears to be ready to inbound. JMU electing to not guard the inbounder. Now Ricks comes up there. To Pope in the backcourt. Midcourt heave after the buzzer. The shot would not have counted.
A lot of extra playing time down here.
JMU, it's Taylor, Ricks, Lindsey, Brown, Freeman. The Bobcats will control opening tip, a second OT. Morgan, Drone, Pope, Benson, Ogaro for Coach Johnson and the Bobcats. Looking to assure themselves of the 7th seed headed to Pensacola next week. Tyrell Morgan, how good has he been in the second half and throughout the overtime?
Yeah, hit some really big shots. Drones hit some big shots. I mean, you know, every shot in these is definitely a big shot. Colton Benson turned the corner. I like his aggressiveness going to the rim. You know, he's really expanding his game. Not only can he shoot the three, you've seen mid-range, and now you see him trying to take it all the way to the rim.
That was Ricks, who you saw got Benson on. For Ricks, it's personal foul number 2. Colton Benson has been money from the line his entire career. So far tonight, Benson 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, and right on cue misses the first. But still, the way the first overtime went, I felt like the first 4 minutes was kind of just a feeling out period, as Benson does indeed give Texas State the lead. Benson has 21 points tonight to lead all Bobcat scorers. It's Freeman who brings it up. His free throw at the end of the first overtime is the reason we're playing a second overtime. Brown almost went down. Extra pass. Lindsey left corner. 3-point shot doesn't go. Ricks flies in for the rebound and a tie-up with Drone. Possession arrow, alternating possession arrow. It'll stay with the Dukes. Boy, every shot by Lindsey looks like it's going in. Yeah, that release.
Yeah, he's just got a great stroke and had a good look at it there, just a little bit short, but you got to credit Drone getting in there with the big guys, getting the tie-up.
Lindsey will inbound, guarded by Ogaro. Out front to Taylor, former Syracuse Orangeman. Now Lindsey guarded by Ogaro, 12 on the shot clock as Brown will navigate the offense. Stops at the left elbow, free throw line extended, back to Lindsey, 6 to shoot. Caught in a double team, or check that, Freeman. Turnaround, 12-foot jumper doesn't go, and Pope all alone for the rebound. He's got 17 points, 5 boards tonight. Does the senior on senior night.
And a really good defensive stance there, that possession by Texas State. And again, now they've got to try to stack it together down here on the offensive end.
Oregon, guarded by Brown, gets away from him. Right baseline and smooches it off the glass. Morgan's got 19. 3-point Bobcat lead, 3.5 to go in the second overtime. Notice how I didn't say the game. Left wing, open for 3. Freeman off the back of the rim. Morgan gets a hand on the rebound, and Ogaro runs it down.
Yeah, really great effort on the defensive glass by the Cats. If you can't get it, at least keep your man from getting it. And a great tip out by Morgan.
You sound like a coach.
Yep.
Drone to the right elbow, out front to Benson. See a number of big threes tonight. Pope gets away from Taylor, puts it up and over.
Yeah,
19 for Pope. Texas State up by 5 in second overtime, their largest lead of the night.
Yeah, great move there by Pope. It was body on body. He just rolled off the JMU defender off of Taylor and got to the rim.
Lindsay, straight on three, off the back of the rim. Pope, yet another defensive board for the big man. The crowd on their feet at Strand Arena. Coach Spradlin yells out defensive instructions. See him there in the back right of our screen. This is the kind of drama we're promised in Pensacola next week. March Madness. Drone gets away from his man, lays it up and in. Texas State exploding to the hole in second overtime. The Bobcats up by 7. We're sneaking up on 2 minutes to go in the second overtime, and Coach Spradlin wants to have a conversation.
Yeah, really great start to this second overtime by Texas State. I like their aggressiveness on the offensive end, and man, they are really getting down on defense and cleaning the boards, one and done, and that's what's made the difference. Big drive there by Drone. Got the biggest lead Texas State has had all night.
Yeah, JMU, you wonder for them, is it fatigue? Is it the fact that they're about 1,700 miles away from home? This trip, taking on ULM on Tuesday to then come down to San Marcos, Texas. That's not an easy trip, Coach. You made it a number of times. I've been on that bus many times.
It's a long, again, the conference provides some challenges with the distance you have to travel in between games, and this, again, is a long swing for the Dukes.
And don't forget as well, this is important, 2 starters, Smith and Hutchins Everett, fouled out earlier in the basketball game. So Texas State, Terrence Johnson, in his 5th season as head coach of the Bobcats, sends out Morgan, Drone, Pope, Benson, Ogaro. JMU inbounds. Freeman goes down to the floor, slips. Glad he's okay. You got Brown, Lindsay, Ricks, and Taylor also out there. Left wing. 3-point shot by Brown doesn't go. And the Bobcats another one and done.
Yeah, again, Texas State has done a great job tag teaming, making sure they're getting that board. You've got to limit these teams in these last minutes to 1 possession.
1:45 to go in the second overtime. Crowd wanted a foul. As now Mark Drone surveys the defense, 10 on the shot clock, behind the back dribble, spins, turns, off the glass, doesn't go, but the tip by Ogaro, are they going to count it? No, they're going to call offensive goaltending. I think that was a good call. I believe that ball was still above the cylinder.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but a great effort by Ogaro to go the rim. And, you know, Drone had a great look at it. You look here, the ball, it is still, it's still touching the cylinder, the rim. They're going to take a look, which I think that's good. The officials make sure you get the right. Yep, you want to get it right. Take a look at it, and it's going to give a freebie timeout to the Dukes and to the Cats, though, with the review.
There's former Bobcat great Dante Mathis, once upon a time the Southland Conference Player of the Year. The last time the Bobcats went to March Madness, the NCAA tournament, Dante Mathis was a sophomore back on the 96-97 team, and you look at it again, and again, you and I are Switzerland, we're neutral. I do believe that ball, the ball doesn't have to be in the cylinder, it has to be over the cylinder.
Yeah, so we're going to see what the officials call here, what they're going to come away with. And I think they're signaling no, it's not a basket. No basket, it was still on the cylinder, yep. So because of that, and again, it's hard, you know, if you're Ogaro, you got to go in there, try for the tip. You can only stay up there so long to tip it, unless you're Bill Culhane, who has hang time. Yeah, has hang time. Yeah, unbelievable.
You meant Michael Jordan. So JMU trailing by 7 with 1:31 to go. The crowd doesn't like the call, but again, I think it was the right one.
Yeah,
correct
I agree.
one. It'll be Brown to inbound, Freeman, Lindsay, Ricks, and Taylor for JMU. Bobcats awaiting defensively, Morgan, Drone, Pope, Benson, Ogaro. Freeman tonight, 17 points. Drops it into Taylor, touch pass into the left corner, Brown. JMU taking some time here as Freeman shot up and over Drone, it's short. Ricks has the offensive rebound. Jumper is up and good. He's got 8. That answers the Bobcats' run here in the second overtime. A 5-point Texas State lead. A minute to go in the second overtime. Bobcats looking for momentum, headed to the Sunshine State. Bobcats willing to take some time off the clock. Morgan to Pope, up and over Taylor. It's good. Pope's got 21. That might be the dagger. 50 seconds to go in the second overtime. Drone steal from behind, gets it away from Brown to Ogaro. Thank you very much. defense to offense. O'Garo's got a dozen. That might do it.
Yeah, unbelievable defense there. Again, you've got to continue to rebound. Almost O'Garo. It should be Bobcats basketball, and it is. Again, a huge play there by Mike Drone, picking the pocket. And O'Garo with the finishing touches, it looks like here, on an upset victory by the Bobcats.
The way this game started, JMU looked like they were going to boat race Texas State. 9-0 lead in the beginning, and it didn't seem like it was that close as Taylor fouls Pope on the inbound. But kind of like, you know, they tell you to keep swinging the hammer, keep swinging the axe. That's what Texas State did. Came out in the second half and couldn't miss a shot seemingly, and here we are.
And again, the offense was a part of it, but the biggest thing was the adjustments Coach Johnson made on the defensive end. They were able to slow this juggernaut of the Dukes down and do a better job rebounding the second half.
Island Pope, free throws up and good. Keep it here in the post game whenever that comes. We'll have a quick recap. We'll have your player of the game ahead, and man, there are so many guys to pick from, including this guy at the free throw line. How important has he been for Texas State this season? Hits both. 33.9 seconds to go. Texas State has hit the century mark against JMU, who came in tonight alone in first place. At the left wing, Dipsy doing a layup attempt. Morgan knocks it away. Bodies on the floor. Ricks feeds Taylor. His shot up and over Morgan is good. Taylor's got 4. The Bobcats quickly inbound, and Drone is fouled in the backcourt. 18.1 to go.
Yeah, really good. Again, Texas State, you don't want to foul and give an opportunity for a three-point play, so good defensive discipline that last possession by Tyrone Morgan there at the back end of the play. And again, got the ball in quickly, and you got Drone going to the free throw line to, again, extend this lead back, hopefully to double digits for the Cats.
Drone had 4 points in the first half. He's got 16 now, and I think a lot of this is just cosmetic window dressing. The Bobcats, the second time the Bobcats have hit the century mark this season. The first time, you go back to November 8th, the Bobcats put up 102 against McMurray. A little different opponent tonight. Drone's got both. In the backcourt, Freeman brings it across. Goes to the hole. Morgan kind of lets him go. Don't want to commit the foul there. 11.9 seconds to go. Now O'Garo races away from Ricks, and the Bobcats will just pull it out. So that's the countdown at Strand Arena. What an amazing exclamation point, finishing point to the regular.